get the tweet out. Tweeted it. Let me share it from my account. Yeah, what's good, Jamal? It's never too late to have a show indeed, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Fire Tibbs today. Do the right thing. Word to Spike Lee. Yeah, man. I don't feel. I literally I was at my parents' crib when watching the game. I didn't get to get over here right away to do the show. I apologize. And it's one of those games that didn't even really like. I'm sure I barely wanted to do one. And so if you pulled up for it later, I really appreciate you. That means a lot. Sorry for not doing it right after the game. I'm almost nervous to put myself back in that headspace. I was very, very upset, like angry today. Like steam coming out of my temples. It felt like pacing back and forth. It's just like it's overdue. We deserve better. What we got today was disgusting, and it needs to be fixed moving forward. But with that said, let's get to the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans here, there, and abound. Welcome to Postgame Pouting with I Hate Sean. This is Postgame Pouting. I'm I Hate Sean, and the Knicks took a home loss in the matinee tonight, 145 to 135 to the Thunder. Where do I start? I think it's very clear. If I think everybody can agree. Especially if you watch this show, if you see me on the timeline, you hear me wherever I'm at. I've done my absolute best. I said over the offseason that I was giving Tibbs a clean slate and I didn't want to be the angry guy. I really didn't. I didn't want to jump on chairs anymore and say he's a criminal or say he's got to be fired. I didn't want to lead that charge. I don't like complaining. I don't like being angry. I wanted to button it up a little more and be a little more professional. I didn't want to have to do those things. But if what I do is talk about the Knicks and represent this fan base, then it would be unprofessional of me not to speak on the fact that Thomas Thibodeau needs to go. And it would just be I could not sit idly by and pretend that what we're seeing is okay. That would just really be against my character. It would be against what I think, how I feel about fanhood, how I feel about the New York Knicks as a team and an organization. I care way too much. I'm way too invested. It means way too much to me. It means way too much to us. And so I can't fake it. Tom Thibodeau has to go, bro. He has to go. It's unacceptable. First of all, the fact that we play we have a defensive scheme. This guy's a defensive guru, defensive mastermind, all of this. And our defensive scheme is so archaic in the fact that it invites teams to shoot threes. In an NBA where the three-pointer is running the league. Like, the league is built around the three-pointer. And so that's been an issue multiple times. The Cavs hit 23 threes against us. The Boston Celtics, one of the flagship franchises of the NBA. The Boston Celtics are about as old as the thought of basketball itself. They broke their franchise record for three-pointers in a game against us. And so then today we come out and we're running the same scheme. That's an issue. We're not making any adjustments to the scheme. We're still, helping for no reason. We're not even a lot of the time it's not even legitimate help. We're doubling and helping from one pass away, and it's getting sprayed out to that one. We're not even making teams work hard. From one pass away, we're breaking our defense down and getting killed, absolutely decimated from three. And you would think if you're not going to make those adjustments against other teams, this happened last year. We played the Thunder last year, and they killed us from three. And you know why? Well, one, because everybody kills us from three. The Thunder don't really have a traditional big. I don't even believe they roster a traditional big. The Thunder go 48 minutes of 5 out. And so their entire offensive scheme comes down to taking the threes if you're going to give it to them. My homie Wixel pointed out to me, let me get the stats so I make sure I get it properly. Let me get the stats. So I was blown away by this stat. Absolutely blown away. So, OKC was 29th in the NBA in three-point shooting behind us at 28, shooting 31%. They doubled that today. They doubled it. They shot 60% from three. Do you think that was some kind of lucky night? I don't think that was a lucky night. I mean, of course, yeah, shots went in. Shots went in. That's good. That happens for teams. Shots went in. You're going to deal with that. We gave them those shots. We spoon-fed them those shots. We spoon-fed them shots to get into a rhythm. They shot double the percentage they normally shoot. At some point, you have to look at the shot profile that you're providing other teams and make an adjustment. But we refuse. We refuse to make an adjustment because our coach does not adjust, and he will not adjust. The NBA has passed Tom Thibodeau by, and I can almost guarantee, I'm not one to I don't root for anybody to be unemployed. I'm sure he'll catch on at ESPN or TNT or something if anybody likes his personality enough, or he'll be a defensive coordinator on some team. I have no idea. But I do not believe Tom Thibodeau will get another head coaching gig after this one. Who? Who would give him one? To do what? This is unacceptable. And so beyond the scheme being an issue, that the scheme has been an issue all year, right? And we let Isaiah Roby look like Steve Novak last year I think it was December 30th or December 31st. We were on the road in OKC, and they absolutely torched us from three because we played drop coverage and we overhelped on everything. And so all they did was pick and pop us to death all night and get whatever shot they wanted. That game, we have not been able to figure that game plan out at all. And so beyond the game plan issues and the lack of adjustment in game over the course of multiple games to a scheme in general, tonight or today, listen, man, RJ Barrett struggled. He struggled. He was 2 for 9 in the first half. To be honest, as someone who was watching the game, I firmly believe he was hacked on a lot of those drives. I believe on about 80% of RJ's drives, he was fouled and should have been at the line, especially when you look at what was being called on the other side of the court and how I've said it a million times. I really wish that RJ would get the calls called for him that are called on him. RJ couldn't breathe on Shea. But there was one play, it wasn't even at the basket, so it's not even one of those, you got to say, RJ's got to, adjust to the fact the refs aren't giving him the calls and stop taking those shots. One play, Shea, ripped RJ's arm during RJ got a rebound, and Shea's, tearing at his arm right in front of the referee. And he took the ball, and there was no call. And it's just what's going on? What's happening? And so that's frustrating for me. But once again, That's frustrating for me. I'm not going to hold everybody to the standard of breaking down the fact that he was getting hacked on some of those. And at the end of the day, 2 for 9 is 2 for 9. It was a bad half. Bad half any way you slice it. But I think that RJ Barrett he's had bad halves. Everybody has bad halves, first of all. Everybody has bad halves. And so we've seen plenty of times where RJ Barrett has had a bad half and he came out in the second half and had a much better second half and made winning plays down the stretch, contributed to winning basketball, still ended up with 20, whatever. We've seen it. Jalen Brunson has had some bad first halves this season. And he comes out and he's better in the second half most times. Guys have bad halves. It happens. But in this new age where everybody feels the need, like this new age of NBA Twitter and discourse, where everybody feels the need to evaluate every single minute of basketball as it's the last minute that'll ever be played, it's gross. So now everybody's like, oh yeah, RJ should have been benched. He should have been benched. He was playing terrible. What? RJ should have been benched because he was playing terribly? Really? That makes sense to you? A guy shouldn't have come back in from the beginning of the third quarter. RJ picked up his fourth foul with like 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter. I may be wrong on that, but it's around that time. Did not re-enter the game. Who was RJ benched for, might you ask? Cam Reddish had an excellent game tonight. Cam Reddish was phenomenal. Getting to the basket, his array of finishes at the rim are incredibly and extremely impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing him do more of it. He was good defensively, active hands in the passing lanes, active hands on the ball. He attacked well. He hit his jumper. Cam Reddish was excellent. RJ Barrett was not benched for Cam Reddish. Quentin Grimes, healthy. Looking like it. Off the injury report for the first time this season. Really good defender. Floor spacer. Maybe you want to get him some minutes, see what he can do, see what you can get out of him. RJ Barrett was not benched for Quentin Grimes. Emmanuel Quigley had an excellent game tonight, 24 points. Getting to the rack at will. I don't even think he hit a three tonight and still ended up at 24. He was just hooping. I love the way that he was attacking. I'm really proud of him. RJ Barrett was not benched for Emmanuel Quigley. Out of all the Knicks who played today, one man managed to not score. That same one man, his only strength, his only reason for being in the league at this point is his shooting. I was told that he's the best shooter on the team, and that's why he had to start. Then people realized he wasn't good, and he came off the bench. Since he's been coming off the bench, he's done nothing. Evan Fournier in the month of November is 6 for 30 from the field. RJ Barrett shot 22% from the field in the first half, and people said he deserved to be benched for it. The man that he was benched for is shooting 20% for the month and scored 0 points today and does nothing else well and spent like the last 15 to 17 minutes of the game on the court for whatever reason. And let's say you still subscribe to RJ deserve to be benched. Whatever. Then why was Jalen Brunson sitting on the bench while Evan Fournier played basketball? Why was Quentin Grimes sitting on the bench while Evan Fournier played basketball? Why was Evan Fournier playing basketball? What did Evan Fournier contribute to this game today where we needed to have him on the floor? At no point should Evan Fournier ever play 15 consecutive minutes, even when he was a starter. But today, that was egregious. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it. It doesn't make sense. It's simply a guy doing what he wants to do because he wants to do it. That is the Tom Thibodeau way. That is the Tom Thibodeau experience. He is going to do whatever he wants. I should have watched his post-game press conference so that I could speak on it in this post-game show. I couldn't bring myself to do so. I don't know what he said. You know why I don't know what he said? You know why I didn't watch? Because it doesn't matter what he said. Actions speak louder than words. You left Evan Fournier on the floor for 15 minutes in a row in a game where he was the only Knick who didn't score. So tell me, in that 15 minutes, what we got from Evan Fournier as a team. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. I'm tired of seeing things that don't make any sense. So when you see the lack of adjustment in game plan, when you see the lack of sense in rotations and merit in decisions, Julius Randle played just about as much defense as I did today. He looked completely disinterested on the defensive end. Is that why we lost the game? No, we did not lose this game because of any one player. But he looked completely checked out defensively today. There's never any ramifications for that. There's never anything that comes with that. He plays the same amount of minutes no matter what happens. And so I feel like R.J. Barrett was disrespected. And to everybody, oh, he deserved, you got to hold him accountable. He deserved it. Blah, blah, blah. You got to bench him. Poor play. Over RJ's past 7 games, we discussed the last game. Last game, RJ had 30 points on 60% from the field with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. And people told me that it didn't matter. They told me it didn't matter because it wasn't against a good team. But see, this leads to my point from yesterday because what can he do? Because if he goes out there and has a great game, you're going to say it doesn't matter. If he has a bad game, you're still going to, it's a bad game. It's a horrible game. You're going to, all these people came out of the woodwork saying, I haven't seen in weeks. Abby's I haven't seen in weeks. Because RJ's been playing well. Once again, granted, 2 for 9. Bad half. It was a bad half. I'm not saying it wasn't. But I do not believe that a bad half warranted him being relegated to the bench for the rest of the game. For the rest of the game, early in the third quarter. That was disrespectful. Especially when the person he was sitting on the bench for was Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, bro. At what point are we going to start holding this coach accountable? Like everybody talks about, oh, hold RJ accountable, hold all the players accountable, blah, blah, blah. Hold the coach accountable. That doesn't make any sense. There were even people who aren't necessarily sold on RJ who agreed that that didn't make any sense. The fact that RJ, Quentin Grimes, and Jalen Brunson, the fact that they sat on the bench together and watched Evan Fournier play basketball like Squidward looking out the window at SpongeBob and Patrick is insane to me. There's no rhyme or reason. We've reached a point of no return. Stop letting him waste games. Stop letting him waste time. And stop wasting whatever process we're in. I don't even know what we're doing. Fire Tibbs today. We deserve it. We deserve better than Tom Thibodeau. We've deserved it since last season. Tom Thibodeau deserved to be fired last season. 100%. I stood on that adamantly. But I came off of that because I realized that the front office was invested in him. I didn't want to be the angry guy. Cool. I'm not one to bash the front office. A lot of people do. I'm not an anti-Leon guy. I think the front office has done some good things. I'm not one of those. A lot of people said, oh, well, this roster, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to, for today's game, I don't want to hear about the roster. Because I think that Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, and Quentin Grimes are 3 pretty damn good basketball players who, as a franchise, we are and should be invested in. And they all sat down and watched a 30-year-old journeyman with 0 points who doesn't do anything else and contribute to basketball in any other way play 15 straight minutes of basketball to close the game. So don't tell me about the roster. Tell me, I want to talk about the utilization of the roster. Until the roster is properly utilized, I can't talk about the roster. And so I thought that the front office should have gotten rid of Evan Fournier. I thought that was irresponsible, but whatever. He doesn't have to play. They didn't play him for the last 15 minutes. But at this point now, fire Tibbs today. Today. Because from now on, every single day that goes by that Tom Thibodeau is not fired and he continues to commit his crimes against humanity and the fan base, the front office becomes increasingly more complicit. They become more and more complicit with every passing day as Tom Thibodeau remains the coach of this franchise. And when it all does ultimately blow up, because it will, right now, they can get off scotch-free in my book. I can't speak for everybody else. Tom Thibodeau can be fired. We can pivot to Johnny Bryant. We can focus on player development. He's already got a rapport with the players. You're not shaking too much up. You can let him at least finish the season out, see what you've got there. If you don't like what you see, you can evaluate in the offseason and try to find one of the many coaches that are a free agent right now. Call Quinn Snyder. You can do that. That would be a responsible front office. But if the front office is going to do what Tibbs does and fail to adjust and die on the hill of the decision they made because the decision was made no matter what, well then at that point, I'm going to have to see you in the same boat. And it's going to be quite a Titanic forecast because it's going under. I don't personally want to see the front office go under with it. But if they don't fire Tom Thibodeau, what else can be said? And so for me, I was trying to be professional. I didn't want to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to be the guy talking about the coach getting fired. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I'm sitting there. I'm in Summer League. I'm looking at Leon Rose and James Dolan sitting next to Tom Thibodeau on the sideline. I'm like, okay, all right. If I want to be able to get closer to the team or more involved or, these things, I can't keep screaming about this guy not being a good coach. I can't do it. It's not going to work. I got to try to give him a clean slate. Got to try to, move on positively, period. I didn't want to scream all summer, period. I got to try to move on to a new slate. And I tried to convince others, too. It's a platform, right? I tell people they have a responsibility with a platform. I've got a responsibility with a platform. I can't do that. I can't push that message. He's a terrible coach. His watch has ended. It's over. It's over. And they need to do the right thing. And so I shouldn't have to hold my tongue about something that's detrimental to the franchise that I love for the franchise that I love. The franchise that I love should do the right thing so that me saying fire Tom Thibodeau isn't an issue with the Knicks because he's no longer the coach of the Knicks. Because Tom Thibodeau is not good for the Knicks. And I need the front office to make the decision that's best for the Knicks. I need the Knicks to make the decision that's best for the Knicks. Because I speak for myself and the part of the fan base that allows me to speak for them. And we deserve better. And at this point, it's pretty much unanimous. Not only are we fans, but we're investors. We invest a lot of time, energy, money, emotion. We deserve better. We deserve better than Tom Thibodeau. He has to go. Today. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I can't pretend, oh, wait, you never know. Things can change. Nothing's going to change. He is who we thought he was. And you let him get away with it. Fire Tom Thibodeau today. Let's get to the comments. Damn, 20 minutes? I'm sorry. Hold on, let me plug my charger in. Woo! Jamal said, hi, Sean. It's never too late for a post-game show. That's real. Appreciate you guys showing up. That's love. Eric Kang said, yeah, what's good, Eric? How you feeling? Vito said, legendary rant incoming. I hope I didn't let you down, bro. I hope I didn't let you. 20 minutes. That's nuts. I did not expect to go for 20 minutes. Jamal said, I'm going to start off real simple. Fire Tibbs. Fire Tibbs, bro. That's all. I don't even really have much to say about the game today. Fire Tibbs. Jamal said he played Evan Fournier and said that he liked the energy he brought while contributing absolutely nothing. He liked the energy he brought? Is that what he said? Yeah, the man just gets up on the podium and lies. What energy? I watched the game. I tried. I did my absolute best because I didn't want to be here. I really didn't. Some people may not believe me, but anyone who's paying attention, I tried. Everybody saw me try. So I tried. I was like, okay, what reason could... Evan Fournier is a shooter. That's what he does. He shoots. That's the only thing he does well. He hasn't done it well recently at all. Today, he was the only person that played that didn't score. He's not a good defender. He's not active on the boards. He doesn't break down defenses. The energy he brought, bro. That was what you went with. Come on, son. That's disrespectful. That's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face when he gets up there and says things like that. Like we're not intelligent fans who watch basketball. Because we don't watch the tape 3 or 4 times, right? I guess I got to watch this game 3 or 4 times to see the zero that Evan Fournier did. Evan Zero Nie. I got to watch this game 3 or 4 times to see if he didn't do anything. Vito said Evan played more than Obi. LMAO, bro, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Jeff said 6 quickly first half minutes. 6. Yes, that was another crime. Emmanuel quickly in the first half came out playing really well, attacking the way that he played all game today. He started that way and only played 6 minutes in the first half. And he spent some of the first half sitting on the bench watching Evan Fournier play basketball. Nobody not Emmanuel Quickly, not R.J. Barrett, not Quentin Grimes, not Jalen Brunson, not Cam Reddish. Nobody, none of those guys should ever be sitting down watching Evan Fournier play. That is the point that we're at. His minutes are a literal waste of time. Jamal said Cam and IQ were hooping today. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for sure, but they hooped. They were really good. They were really, really good, man. It's unfortunate that we had a terrible game otherwise. It's unfortunate that we got lit up for 60% from three and damn near 70% from the field. It's unfortunate that Tom Thibodeau left Evan Fournier out there 15 straight minutes and refused to adjust his defensive scheme. It's very unfortunate because that overshadowed excellent performances by Emmanuel Quickly and Cam Reddish. Shout out to those guys for sure. Jamal said Julius had a solid game, but he was a war criminal on defense. I can't even say he had a solid game. I can't say Julius Randle had a solid game. I cannot. I can't because I watched the entire thing, meaning I watched both sides. Offensively, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't bad. He might even had a good game. But he was abysmal defensively, like from the jump. Not closing out, not stepping up on screens, not switching, being in no man's land, ball watching. At this point, like some guys, it's like, okay, if they have, like, defensive lapses happen, bro. I understand that. As somebody who watches basketball, as somebody who played basketball, as somebody who coached basketball, as somebody who just likes basketball, I understand that you're not going to be on the ball 100% of the time. Defensive lapses happen. But at this point, like, those aren't the outliers. That's not the anomaly. The anomaly is when Julius actually plays defense. Most of his defense is a lapse. On a nightly basis almost. It's disgusting. With somebody who's supposed to be a leader of the team, with somebody who talks about, yeah, defense is important. Yeah, we got to play defense. We got to defend. Liar. You're a liar. That's a half-ass effort. We deserve better. Your teammates deserve better. Not even me. Don't talk. Forget me. You don't know me. You don't know me. I'm just a guy on the internet who talks on a microphone about the team. Forget me. Forget the fans. He thumbs us down, right? Whatever. I'm not tripping about that. Some people still are. Whatever. Not the fans. Don't do it for the fans. You're better when the fans are out of the building anyway. Don't do it for the fans. Your teammates deserve better, bro. Like, the lack of effort defensively is disgusting. And it's the sad part is, I know what it looks like when Julius Randle's playing defense. I know what it looks like. I've seen it. And it's really, really good. That's what's so sad and so disappointing and disheartening. It's really, really good when Julius locks in and really plays defense. Let him see Domantas Sabonis on the other side. All of a sudden, Julius is first team all defense. Julius turned to Tony Allen and Miles Turner all in one. You're capable. So that means you're just choosing not to do it, bro, and that's disgusting. Your teammates deserve better. You're messing up rotations. You got guys playing screens by themselves. But then you come down the other side and you got your hand up. You want the ball. Right? I got to sit here and watch you disrupt this rotation and screw up this defensive possession and make us all look bad. And then we got to come down to the other side and give it to you. Right? That's how it goes. Your teammates deserve better. The defensive effort today was abysmal, putrid, disgusting. Any other synonyms? It was awful. Be better. You're capable of being better. Just be better. Play defense. Close out with intensity. Want the ball as much on defense as you want it on offense. Close out with intensity. Make those rotations. Be aware of where your man is at. Stop standing around. That's all. It's effort. And you're choosing not to put the effort in on that end of the floor. And I think that's gross. Jamal said, and neither Brunson or RJ played the last 19 minutes of the game. How does that even happen? That is an excellent question, Jamal. And Brunson, like you could say RJ didn't play well in the first half. That's fine. He didn't. Needed to be better. We needed a better first half from him. But Jalen Brunson had 17 and 7 in 24 minutes tonight. 5 for 9 from the field. 1 turnover. Why didn't he get back on the floor? Because you liked the energy that you were getting from Evan Fournier? The energy? Is somebody going to say it's because of the defense? Because Evan Fournier is locked down, right? Why wasn't Jalen Brunson on the floor? Because I like the energy that I got from Evan. That's a guy who feels like he doesn't owe us any answers. I don't know why they make him do press conferences. Tom Thibodeau feels like he doesn't owe us any answers. It's his way, and that's what it's going to be. And we just don't know any better. And if we know any better, he just doesn't care. Fire Tom Thibodeau today. I need to wake up to the notification. Jeff said the Thunder played 5 out the entire game and Obi played 15 minutes. 10 points on 5 shots. Less minutes than Evan Fournier and Jericho Sims. Make it make sense. That's a great point, Jeff. Make it make sense. They played 5 out. And he played 15 minutes and scored 10 points on 5 shots. Same thing I said about Jet. Obi could have done what Evan was doing. So add him to the list of people who shouldn't be sitting down watching Evan Fournier play basketball. If Evan Fournier is on the court, that means there's more minutes available for plenty of people. Christopher Laporte, my God, that's the show. Fire Tibbs, that's the show, that's all. Jamal said, I just don't understand it, man. Neither do I. Jeff said, quickly Cam and RJ have shared the court together for 4 minutes this entire season. That trio can play 1-2-3 or 2-3-4, and Tibbs hasn't even tried it. It would help RJ so much too. It would. I forget whose tweet it was. I think it was Heck Brizo. In the third quarter, when RJ came out with four fouls, he was like, yo, at the start of the fourth quarter, I hope to see RJ out there with the bench, away from Julius and away from Brunson, to maybe get him into a little bit of a rhythm. He's like, that's what we would do if we were smart. And so when the fourth quarter started and I didn't see RJ out there and I still saw Evan Fournier in the game, I was very confused. Because, yes, that made the most sense. And then the fourth quarter continued. And it continued. And it continued. And it ended. And RJ never returned to the game. And Evan Fournier never scored. But he liked the energy that he got from him out there. Man, I'll serve you bullshit on the sandwich, bro. Akiva was good. If they're not good on defense and not playing hard, what's Tibbs doing here? It's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. This is a defensive mastermind, right? He's able to reach guys, get them to play hard. What's our problem right now? Guys don't look reached. Speaking of not reaching, we haven't reached out to the perimeter to stop a three-pointer all season. So, defensively, we're terrible. To be honest, offensively, we look pretty good. Guys had it going today. We broke the record, 48 points in the first quarter. Before this game, Jalen, RJ, and Julius were hitting like 20 a night simultaneously. Offensively, we've been clicking. It's our defense is trash for the same reason every game. But this guy's defensive guru, right? Defensive mastermind. He gets guys to play hard. That's why Julius Randle won't close out, because Tom Thibodeau gets guys to play hard. What are we doing? Like, for real, what are we doing? If we're not firing Tom Thibodeau, what are we doing? I don't need to watch him waste another game. Johnny Bryan is right there. Metro said, this is one move we can make. We're going to have to move heaven and earth to trade Fournier or Julius or both. And like people say, it's easier to fire a coach than trade a player. It's very easy to fire a coach, bro. I've seen some teams do it, and I've been very envious. Like, when is it our turn? It's not as easy to trade a player. Especially, like, at this point in the season. It's not that easy to trade Julius. It's definitely not going to be easy to trade Fournier right now. It's okay. You don't have to trade Fournier right now. Fournier does not have to play. I keep saying that. He doesn't have to play. It's perfectly fine. He can just sit down. Especially now that Quentin Grimes is back and healthy, Evan Fournier should be collecting DNPs. That's not because I don't like him. That's not because I have an agenda. It's because there are many players who are better than him, younger than him, and have more of an impact on this franchise today and moving forward. Who, whether we are going to play them, pay them, or simply raise their value and trade them, we need to have them on the floor. For the sake of appreciating their value individually and appreciating the value of the franchise. Pablo Love talks about that a lot. Value. Like, the season's not really about wins and losses, it's about value. We are not getting any value out of Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier is not adding any value to himself as an individual, as a trade piece, to this team. Nothing. Nothing. We are not getting anything on or off the court from him, other than moral support. And he can do that from the bench. He does not have to play. Then this summer, he has an expiring contract. $18 million worth of expiring money is quite easy to move. Deal with it then. Right now, you don't have to worry about that. Just sit him down. It's okay. He's not good. Jamal said, did you know that IQ, RJ, and Cam played a total of 4 minutes together this season? Jeff just pointed out 4 minutes. Insanity. Insanity. 4 minutes is nuts. This should be the game that Tibbs gets fired. It should. It should. That's why I'm jumping out the window like this. I really was trying not to, bro, but no. Today. We don't need to see another one. Fire him today. He's so lucky Obi Toppin saves his job. Obi saved his job in that Philadelphia game. I truly believe that. Because the seat was getting hot. The seat was getting hot. And Obi Toppin came in the fourth quarter and saved the day. And he still can't give him 15 minutes against the Thunder while they play 5 out. And he's got 10 points in five minutes. On 5 shots. Obi gives us excellent energy. Runs the floor. Gets out in transition. Knocks down threes. Hustles. Like, all of that. That's energy. I don't know what energy he saw from... Whatever. Metro said 15 minutes straight for 0 points. It's criminal, and I cannot wait for the day that Woj tweets that he's gone from this team. Can't wait, bro. Can't wait. I need that notification like I need oxygen. Jamal said defensive masterclass from Tom Thibodeau as his team gave up 145 points in regulation to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The team that was 29th in three-point percentage. 145 points in regulation. That's insanity. So over him, bro. Jeff said sitting RJ the entire second half is just so short-sighted. Oof, great word. Also, the idea that Evan Fournier gives you a better chance to win this game than RJ because of one bad half is absolutely ridiculous. Bro, I'm not engaging in conversations with any fan who actually fixes their thumbs to type something like that. I'm not engaging in the conversation. And I'm handing out mutes because I don't even want people like that popping up in my mentions. If you've ever said something this stupid, I never wish to converse with you ever again. Because what? What? You can feel however you want to feel about RJ. You can hate RJ. You can feel like RJ's not good enough. You can feel like we paid RJ too much. You can feel like RJ's not consistent enough. You can feel like RJ doesn't play well against the good teams. Whatever y'all are saying. But you cannot, under any circumstances, tell me it makes sense for him to sit on the bench and watch 15 minutes straight of Evan Fournier. No way you can justify that to me. At that point, never speak about basketball to me ever again. Hold this mute. Oh, Jamal said we scored 48 points in the first quarter and then proceeded to play 0 perimeter defense for the rest of the game. Got absolutely torched, bro. Torched. Even in the first quarter, they put up a lot of points, but we just put up so many. But then it regressed to the mean, and in the second quarter, we put up 25 points, and they kept putting up more. Oh, Kevin Taylor said, today is the day where Grimes should have remained on the bench And Camera should have been on the court. Oh, Cam should have been on the court. If anything, checking Alexander. Cam played a lot today. How many minutes did Cam play? Cam played 32 minutes. 26 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, very active hands. 10 for 17 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. That's a great game. That's a great game. Shout out to Cam Reddish. That's a great game. Landa said, "I don't even want to start right now. I know you're gonna hit every point I can think of, so I'm gonna just watch and try to enjoy." Salute to you, Landis. Always, thanks for pulling up, bro. There isn't much to be said anymore, other than fire. Fire Tibbs today. Fire Tibbs today, like right now. Jamal said, and I'm not going to bash Julius because he was solid today, but I just need things to be equal, man. No, Julius has to play defense. He was terrible defensively. Jake D said, y'all remember when Obi was cooking and Tibbs benched him for Julius to end the game? It's happened way too many times. Tom Thibodeau's not serious, bro. Akiva said he keeps blaming effort and intensity when in reality his scheme is cooked. His scheme is cooked, bro. It's terrible. Of course there could be more effort and intensity. Of course. There can always be more effort and intensity. Yes. The players should play better. They got to be more consistent, and we got to play with more effort. But our scheme is terrible. And I think that also causes guys to check out of a game. You can't fire all the players. Jamal said, and a coach who enables horrible effort from one of the best players on the team cannot coach this team. Somebody's got to hold him accountable at some point. Jeff said, Tibbs sat Jalen and RJ because the bench was playing better than the starters, and he views them as units. It's ridiculous. It's okay to mix and match. It really is, bro. Especially when one of the components on the floor is Evan Fournier, who has contributed nothing to the game. If you feel like the bench started to make a wave, okay, yeah. You see IQ out there playing really well. You see Cam playing really well. You want to leave them out there. All right, put somebody out there with him. Sub RJ for Evan Fournier. You don't want to sub RJ in? You don't feel like whatever? I think that's stupid. I think he should have started the fourth quarter. But cool. Get Grimes out there. You don't want to get Grimes out there? Fine. Put Jalen Brunson out there, who's got 17 and 7 on 1 turnover. And who's your guy who normally, like in this down the stretch of games, makes big plays and organizes the offense and all that stuff. Put somebody out there who's going to do something and contribute in some way. But you just left Evan Fournier out there. In the words of Patrick Starr, he's just standing there, menacingly. Jamal said it's got to do some damage on the young players on the roster to see Tibbs play favorites. It has to, bro. It has to. It definitely has to. Because you can't tell me it's merit-based if I'm watching. Because this isn't merit. That's not how merit works. This is a sham of meritocracy. It's disgusting. Kevin said, we have very good young talent. However, unless you follow college basketball, you wouldn't realize that the rest of the NBA is getting younger and better as we speak. It is getting younger and better. And the thing is, people are maximizing their young talent. They're maximizing their young talent so they can see what they have. And so that they can either get the best out of them on the floor or be able to package them and move on from them, whatever it may be. But they're maximizing their young talent. They're not playing the likes of Evan Fournier in front of them. Nobody's young talent is sitting down watching Evan Fournier play. It's disgusting. Jamal said, I don't want to say it, but I would not be surprised at all if Obi or IQ didn't want to sign extensions solely because of Tom Thibodeau. And this was a problem in our 4th seed year 2. Teams just never made threes against us. Our perimeter defense has been putrid since Tibbs got here. Tibbs impresses me with his idiocy every game, and I'm sorry for the rant, but this game was the last straw for me. No worries, Jamal. I feel you. So I'll start at the beginning. Yes, as far as I'm not wanting to sign extensions, I would hope that he's gone by that time. But I wouldn't blame them. And I know it's been said before, but it can't be said enough. Shout out to Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin, man. Especially Obi Toppin. Because no matter what he does, he can't get over 15 minutes consistently. And they've done nothing but be good soldiers, show up to work hard, try to improve and get better, and contribute whatever they can to the team in the time they're given. Regardless of the fact that merit is ignored. Regardless of the fact they're not being prioritized and used the way they should have been. Shout out to those guys, man. Because I don't know how many guys will really put up with that. I think that this, as a fan base, as an organization, they're being taken for granted. Because I don't think a lot of guys are putting up with what they've been through, especially Obi. And this was a problem in our 4th seed year too. Yeah, they were saying it. They were saying, teams are just missing. And I was like, oh, you can't just say teams are just missing. I mean, we were giving up threes. We were kind of forcing teams to shoot it, but I feel like we were just doing a better job, and teams just weren't hitting. I don't know what was going on. But, that was 2 years ago. And so now, that 1 year we were really good defense, the last 2 years, teams been spraying us. Absolutely spraying us. And regardless of last year, throw last year out too. We are now 13 games into the season, and we have been getting killed from three. What is it going to take for us to do something different schematically? Are we going to have to get 40 games in? 60 games in? Are you going to do like last year and make changes at game 77? What are we doing? Fire Tibbs today. You're sitting on the couch. Life's passing you by. Maybe I'll fire Tibbs tomorrow. Maybe. No. Get up and fire Tibbs today. Right now. Eric Kane said it was very hard watching this game. Very hard indeed, man. It was painful. It's painful. We deserve better. Somebody on the timeline, Josh, told me he's like, yo, I'm honestly not interested in this team anymore. I'm not interested in watching this team. And I was like, personally, me, I could never. Unfortunately. I watched us do Alexis Fed running pick and roll with Lou Amundsen. And I watched every night. I'm going to watch no matter what. Fanhood is a disease, and I have it. But at this point, I'm not mad at people who feel like they're less interested. I get it. I wish I had it in me to not be interested in the Knicks. It's not in my DNA. I'm not built that way. I can't do it. But it would probably save me some pain and stress to be a little bit less interested when that's the product we're getting. We deserve better than Tom Thibodeau. Jamal said, Shea doesn't get praised. I've never seen a fan base hate one of its best young studs more than some of the Knicks fans hate RJ. Bro, I don't even want to give them any more energy, bro. I really don't. It is what it is, bro. People are taking victory laps. They say that I take victory laps when he plays well, and I'm still in the matter of what does that even mean? Why is it that people are when our 22-year-old guy has a game? First of all, when he's playing well over a stretch of 6 games. Fixing his early season slow start that people were talking about so much, and then drops 30 points on 60% with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Why is me celebrating it and being happy about it viewed as a victory lap? Because for it to be a victory lap, that means y'all aren't running. Why aren't we all running when RJ succeeds? So it's a victory lap when I do it, right? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. But it's a victory lap when I do it. But when they come out of their little mole holes every time he struggles and start, oh yeah, blah, 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 we told you how, blah, blah, blah. That's a victory lap. They take a victory lap in his struggles and complain about people being excited about his success. That's their brand of fanhood. That's what some people call fanhood. holding everybody accountable, being objective. That's the guys they do it under. And then they're confused or upset when I call them miserable or stupid. But hey, ignorance is bliss, right? Jordan Reynolds said, I know the game isn't completely on RJ, but he has no bag, bro. To put it in 2K terms, he has all the generic animations. He got to get in the lab to become the star we want him to be. I'm sorry, bro. That's a really stupid comment. That's a really stupid comment. I'm no longer like letting people say dumb things, like, and pretending that they're intelligent. That's stupid. Like, y'all want RJ to play like Jordan Poole and shoot fancy and flashy step backs and, you know, windmill through the lane and make highlights. RJ plays really good basketball. He had a bad game today. He had a bad half. So now he has a bad. When he scores 30 points on 60%, where's the conversation about a bag there? Where's that? Then he has a struggle game, rough first half when he's getting hacked, but whatever. Rough first half, and now all of a sudden, no, he has no bag, bro. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the hell up. Not to you in particular, but just like that whole ideology is so stupid to me. Like when he was coming out of the draft and they said, oh, he has no wiggle. He has no wiggle. They just kept saying that like it was real basketball analysis. Like, he's knocking down his jumper from the outside. He's getting to the basket. He's using that bulldog move. He's sweeping it through. He's isolating. He's spinning through the lane. He's creating contact and fading back. He doesn't have to, like, do 360 step backs. Bag Twitter, ball don't stop, real hooper Twitter is annoying. If a guy puts up 20, you know, lately RJ's been putting up like 22 on 47%, around 43 from three, close to 80% from the free throw line. Who cares how you're doing it? Oh, it's not a bag, so it doesn't matter? Stop. That's so stupid. Jamal said, sure, RJ was abysmal, but he should have probably been like 2 for 6 with 6 free throws. That's a fact. That's a fact. It was an ugly half for sure. But yeah, he should. And then when I said that, I was like, damn, RJ's really struggling offensively. And everybody was like, oh, he's struggling defensively too. He's getting killed. Shay's killing him. And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe we're not watching the same game. And I tweeted it right before Shay pump faked him, got him in the air, and then got the N1. So once he got him in the air and got the N1, I was like, okay, yeah, like. But before that, up until that point, Shay hit a step back three on RJ. If people never talk about it because everybody just wants to. But Shay is not the greatest three-point shooter. Like, his percentages last year were not good. He's doing better this year, but he's not like, you know, he doesn't even shoot a whole lot of threes all the time. And so a step back three is a shot I will take from Shay. And he's a really good player, so he hit it. You chalk it up. You got it. He also had he got a jumper over RJ, I think, or like a mid-range, or they called a foul on RJ in the lane. I thought it was a bad call, but whatever. And then he got a layup on RJ, but honestly, I really thought that was on Hartenstein because Shea faked. Like, RJ funneled him to the help. Hartenstein's supposed to be there, vertical challenge at the rim, and instead Shea fakes, and Hartenstein goes I don't even know where, and the announcer's like, oh, what a great fake. And I was just like, is that really a great fake? That's part of the problem with our defense. Like, he faked to the corner. We already had somebody on the person in the corner, so it's like, where are you even going when he makes this fake? Why are you turning? Your job is to protect the basket, and you're turning and sprinting out that way. For what? And so I don't even think that was really on RJ, but RJ also, you know, cut off his drive quite a few times, got vertical and made him shoot over the hand and made him take a tough shot. I think he hit one of them, he missed a couple. RJ played pretty solid defense. He wasn't locking him up, but he played pretty solid defense. And then everybody said he got killed. Then RJ comes out of the game in the third quarter, and Shea starts running a train on the team. So clearly, maybe RJ was doing something right. Not to mention he was one of the only people playing good defense on Shea. He was playing good defense on Shea. I don't care what anybody says. Like, watch the game. Watch the game. He was doing a good job. He didn't do a great job. Shea is an amazing player. He's averaging 31 points on 54% from the field. That guy's going to score. Nick Perlin said, Tibbs is so unserious. Get him out of New York. Get him out of New York, bro. Immediately. Fire Tibbs today. Now. He's very unserious. Jamal said, I saw someone say that RJ should be benched for Evan Fournier. Like, what? Bro. Unhinged. Unhinged, bro. People just be typing and saying what everybody else is saying. Saying what fits their narrative. By the time you get to the point where you're ready to say that RJ deserves to be benched for Evan Fournier, I know that I don't need to talk to you about basketball anymore. Metro said, after today, there should not be a Knick that is untouchable. Find a way to get more for less, but something to improve the team, and fire this coach expeditiously. I think you have to start with firing the coach. Fire the coach. Bury Evan Fournier on the bench. And then see what you can do from there. And then you can make more tweaks as you go along. You don't have to change everything today, but you can change something. And then it allows you to see what you have and make evaluations. But if you don't change anything, like the coach does, then you're going to keep having the same problems over and over again and never going to solve them. And you're not going to make any progress on identifying what the other problems may be because you haven't removed the overarching problem. And that is irresponsible. Once again, I'm not anti-front office. I think the front office has done some very good things. I understand the vision and some of the things they're doing. They've kept Tibbs on for too long. I thought he should have been gone last summer. Or last season, honestly. I also understood not wanting to fire a guy in the second year, whatever their reasoning for it was. Okay, cool. Y'all decided not to fire him. Just because I want him fired doesn't mean that the only path to doing the right thing is firing him right now. Let me see what y'all do. At this point, any day and every single day that Tom Thibodeau spends as coach of the New York Knicks is the front office being complicit in his crimes. Clock's ticking. Blooded the Panther, my guy. Salute my guy, Sean. Salute to you, bro. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you always. You know the vibes. Judge said it's so obvious what path we should take. There is no excuse for any of RJ, Grimes, IQ, Cam, Obi playing under 20 minutes ever again. He can't say he's doing what he thinks will win games. We're not winning. We gave up 145 points in regulation to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Come on, son. Let's be for real. If you're going to be anything, be for real. Please. Blooded the Panther said, hashtag fire Tibbs, hashtag Obi Avengers, hashtag free Obi, hashtag let Cam cook, hashtag fire Tibbs. Okay, yes, a few times. All those hashtags. Facts, though. All those are facts. Facts on all those. Nick Perlin said, benching RJ for Evan Fournier is criminal. No other word for it, bro. Criminal. Lock that man up. I want him escorted out of MSG with helicopters above. He's got 5 stars. Tom Thibodeau has 5 stars. He's a criminal. Quentin Gillum said, RJ is inconsistent. Okay. He had a bad half. Like, guys have bad halves. All the time. Does RJ need to be more consistent? Yes, he does. Has he been playing pretty well, pretty consistently for the past 2 weeks? Nobody wanted to talk about, nobody wanted to talk about consistency when he was playing well. As soon as he doesn't play well just once, now he's so inconsistent. Where was the consistency conversation when he was playing well? That stuff like that is annoying to me. Like, yes, he could be more consistent, but I don't think he even got a chance today. He had a bad half and then didn't play. I don't even think you can't evaluate RJ's game today. And he left the first half with foul trouble. If you watch the game, but yes, the top players in the league have bad halves. They do. Everybody has bad halves. The difference is you're not watching everybody else waiting for a chance to say they're inconsistent. Jacob Harm said, hashtag fire Tibbs. Facts, you know the vibes. Eric King said Tibbs must be fired today. Like today. Jamal said, and we've seen RJ go 2 for 10 and halves and then finish the game with 35 points. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's evaluating this game as if RJ was just horrible all game. Plenty of times we've seen him get off to a slow start and have a great second half, be scoring efficiently, and making big-time plays down the stretch. And some people are going to say that, oh, well, he should put 2 good halves together. Yeah, he should, and I'm sure he wants to. Basketball doesn't always work that way. Sometimes guys have a bad half. That does not mean that he should sit on the bench and watch Evan Fournier play for 19, 17, 15, however many minutes it was. It was too many. Nick Perlin says, Sean, you a real one for this spitting facts as always. Nick, you a real one, bro. Appreciate you pulling up all the time. That's love, bro. I'm just trying to, we all agree. I'm just speaking for us. You feel me? I just have a microphone and a camera, but we all on the same page. We all understand it. We're all saying the same thing. We all watch the games. We all deserve better. John, I want to say neighbor, because it looks like a really interesting spelling of neighbor, but I'm gonna go Niebuhr. So John Niebuhr. Give me a pronunciation key in the comments if you're still here. Tibbs is a caveman. That's a fact. He is indeed a caveman. The league has passed him by. Kurt also said, I don't even think Brunson played bad. He didn't. 17 points, 7 assists. He was moving he was moving the ball, wasn't turning it over. He was getting to the basket. He was scoring. He didn't play bad. He definitely played better than Evan Fournier. But Tibbs really liked that energy that he got from Evan Fournier for those 15 straight minutes. He couldn't take him out. Too integral to the team. What he was giving us was too important. Tibbs basically said he went with Fournier because the group he was with cut the lead and he wanted to see where it would go. Yeah, that's stupid. It's stupid. I understand the group cutting the lead. I do. That doesn't mean Evan Fournier has to stay out there. Evan Fournier shouldn't have been out there to begin with. And Evan Fournier was not contributing to the lead being cut in any way. And so if you thought there were guys out there who were cutting the lead, who were doing good things, you should put another player. It's like, okay, if we're doing this with Evan Fournier in the game, let's see what we can do if we throw in RJ or Grimes or Brunson at some point, even if you don't do it right away. There were so many times in that game where Evan Fournier should have been subbed out, and he wasn't. But once again, our coach does not adjust. He just goes with what he already decided. And so he had already decided Fournier was on the floor, so he couldn't make a change. His brain doesn't work that way as an NBA coach. It doesn't work to make that small little tweak. It's not like we were winning the game. They cut the lead. How can we be better? No. He doesn't think of the optimal outcome. It's like, what is the best version of the outcome that's already happening? What is the best version of this arcade defense that's not closing out on threes at all? How can we make this scheme where we don't close out on a three? How can we get the most out of this scheme? How can we get the most out of letting everybody shoot threes in an NBA where everybody shoots threes? Not what can we do differently to stop letting everybody shoot threes. Whoa. He's not wired like that. Jamal said this team needs a sense of direction, man. It's sad, bro, because I still think this team is very capable. Which is part of the reason I want him fired today. I don't need to waste any more time. Either we get another guy in here, Johnny Bryant, something, and we start getting more out of the guys who we have on the team and start playing better basketball and putting wins together and beating the teams we're supposed to beat like we were doing and then competing in tough games, or we're not good. We weren't going to be good anyway, and so we at least start moving toward a direction with who we can have next, playing the right guys. I don't know, bro. It seems very simple. Jamal said, I love Julius, but his All-NBA season was the worst thing that happened to this franchise in years. Oof. Spitting, honestly. Oof. Metro said he survived the month of February where we went and lost to the Lakers, Nuggets, Trailblazers, Thunder, and the Nets. That was a dagger for me on this coach and front office. Bro, and we blew mad 20-point leads. That was such a rough month, bro. Oh, my goodness. He deserved to be fired so many times during that month. He deserved to be fired at the end of the season. He deserves to be fired. We can't keep letting it go. Jeff said, I don't want to hear Tibbs doesn't tank in response to the kids playing more minutes ever again. He just openly said he thought Evan Fournier gave him a better chance to win a game than Jalen Brunson. Just spitting as always. I don't even have to say none of that. Metro said, I tried to believe he turned a new leaf, and I believed in his front office, but this proves they have no faith in their decision making. Once again, they become more complicit with every single day that he's still the coach of this team. That's where I'm at. Jamal said, I hate to say it, but we should have been full rebuild after the 2019 season. I mean, I really liked making it to the playoffs in 2020. I think 2021 could have been a better year. It went off the rails a little bit. I don't even think we're in a bad position so much right now. Tom Thibodeau just has to go, bro. That's it. Metro said the only good thing this front office has done is their tenure is draft day decisions, and that is looking questionable. I mean, they've made good draft day decisions. They just haven't put them in position to be as successful as they should have. And they've also made good trades. I think the Derrick Rose trade was a good trade. I think the Cam trade was a good trade. Their last year of free agency was terrible, but they fixed it a little bit by getting rid of Alec and getting rid of Nerlens and getting rid of Kemba and freeing up space and bringing in Jalen, who was a very good addition. So they've done some things well, but they can't. Hitching their wagon to Tibbs will be their demise if they keep doing it. Because I'm one of few people and one of a lot of supporters of the front office, but I can't support Tibbs. I can't support what Tibbs is doing, and I can't support enabling him to do it. And so if they continue to do that, they're gonna lose me too. Oh, there's mad comments, man. Oh my goodness. Oof. Oh, this is a little overwhelming. Sheesh. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Wow, this is crazy. There's so many comments. I accidentally went to the bottom and now it brought me back up. All right, I'm gonna start going kind of fast because I'm hungry and I gotta go back to my parents' house because my mom made dinner. Let's see. Just said RJ has played more minutes this season with the Derrick Rose Evan Fournier combo than he's played with IQ and Cam. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. No imagination from this coach at all. Jamal said the front office has crushed the draft, but it doesn't mean anything because they pay a guy to not play the kids they drafted the minutes they deserve. Excellent comment. It's inefficient use. Metro said, I try to stay faithful, but this team does not deserve this level of disrespect. We don't deserve it, but we deserve so much more. We deserve so much better. Excuse me. Amazement said, I'm so sick of these coaching carousels, but something has to change. The substitution lineup changes. The defense, it's an issue. It's an issue. It's been an issue. I was saying something has to change. It's not going to change. We know who this guy is. He's who he's always been. Gotta go. Blooded the Panther said, talk that talk, Sean. You know the vibes, bro. I got us. Jeff said, I haven't even mentioned how absurd the schemes from this defensive master were. How can you ask a center to help and recover? This isn't 1995. Wide open threes or layups. Even for the Thunder. They were 29th in the league. They shot 31% from three coming into this game, and they shot 60% from three tonight. Come on. Amazement said, I kept saying that Tibbs ain't the guy for this team to reach potential. We're not a bad roster, and I'm tired of seeing the same mediocrity. We're better than this. We're indeed better than this, and we deserve better than this. Blood of the Panda said, Trey Randall to the Suns, man. Get on the phone. Get top on the phone. Nick Perlin said, 10 out of 10 rant. Salute to you, Nick. Kevin was good. Went to the game with the team from KFS. Met Danny B. My guy, Danny B. Shout out to TKW. By far the highlights of the game. Tibbs deserves credit for development. Cam has been impressive, but he needs to go soon. Tibbs did not develop Cam. He didn't develop Cam. He was forced into playing him. And it worked out. But he did not develop Cam. You can give him credit for development for some guys, I guess, but he did not develop Cam. He just needs to go. He needs to go now. He needs to go now. Eric King said, this game seriously messed up my day. I was angry all day, bro. I was really angry earlier. I had to lay down. Even before I started this, I had to still lay down to get myself back. And I was really it was a little scary. MIG said, that's why I don't do anything. That's why they don't do anything, because we go to the games and spend money. Stop, boycott this team, and I promise they will make changes. Facts. One, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do on 7:30 on a Tuesday if the Knicks were playing and I wasn't watching it. I don't even really know how that works. For me to be doing something else while the Knicks are playing and not watching the game. It's not within me. It's not part of me. I can't do that. I never will be able to. And two, beyond me, there are just too many people. Those seats are going to fill regardless. That's not the way to do it. But we do have to use our voices, though. We don't have to stop and boycott. I don't think all that. But I'm never going to stop supporting the Knicks. But we do have to use our voices because we deserve better. And we're heavily invested in the Knicks. And so we should all be talking about how Tibbs needs to be fired. As much as we can. As much as we can. And I'll lead that charge if we have to. I'm with it. I was trying not to, but I'm with it. Let's get it because it has to be done. It's best for the franchise. It's best for the Knicks. It's best for us. It's best for my mental health. I can't watch that guy anymore, bro. I can't do it. Keith said, what I'm seeing is after 3 years, Tibbs still can't consistently find 5 guys to produce for him. And he doesn't know what 5 guys to use ever. Aaron Mama said, I'm not even a Knicks fan. I feel your pain, man. Stay strong. I know I am as a Magic fan. Tibbs will be gone soon. Hey, salute to you, Aaron Mama. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate your sympathy, empathy, whichever one it is. Thank you so much. It means a lot. MIG said, that's why I don't... Oh, yeah, he said it again. Okay. Blood of the Panther said, welcome back, Sean. Trade Fournier, trade Randall, fire Tibbs. Hey, man, just bench Fournier, fire Tibbs, do whatever else you got to do. But, you know, gang, we ain't here. Denali Allison said, Tibbs benched RJ, but not Randall at all last year. Never benched Randall at any point. It's crazy. MIG said, I'm a fan since 1989. That's why I don't do anything. Okay, you guys, I see the comments, guys. You don't have to say the things 3 or 4 times. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your enthusiasm. Amazement said, I'm sorry, Tibbs. Energy doesn't equal wins. Points equal wins. Number 13 played 20 minutes and didn't score. Screw energy. I call him number 13 until he either plays better or until he leaves. Yo, Evan 0 Nie. Did nothing today. And he's not a plus defender. We all know that. He's not some great rebounder. So if he's not scoring, he's literally giving us nothing. And he gave us 20 minutes of nothing, and Tom Thibodeau empowered him to do so. Keith said, we gave up 29 threes 3 games ago. We still can't find a way to defend the 3 since. Adjustments since, nowhere to be found. And they won't be anywhere to be found. We will not adjust. Tom Thibodeau will not adjust. He's going to die die figuratively, of course. He's going to sink with the ship in terms of his scheme, bro. It's disgusting. Amazing said, again, we won't see the team's full potential until someone else is making the decisions. I know it's frustrating the players, too, because it's too inconsistent. Way too inconsistent, bro. And I feel like this team's full potential is way more than this. Metro said, how is Tibbs a win-now coach but makes poor choices to impact winning now? Make it make sense. It will never make sense. He has to go. Christopher Laporte said, what kind of energy did Sims bring in, Tibbs? I really like Sims, man. Sims did a great job today. Bro, he really catches the ball from anywhere. He jumps so high, whether it's the alley, whether it's a rebound. We also really miss Mitch, man. All of our possessions were one and done. A lot of people say a lot of things about Mitch and act like he's really expendable, blah, blah, blah. We miss Mitch a lot. We miss him on defense and we miss him offensively because we do not get any extra opportunities. Blood of the Panda said, bring me Jaylen Brown after we fire Tibbs, trade Randall and Fournier, and develop this season. And yeah, they're not trading Jaylen Brown, brother, unfortunately. That would be beautiful, though. Amazement said, Tibbs should be arrested for what he did today to IQ and the substitutions. Let Dolan pay the bill, too, and refund the fans back their money today. Today was one of those games where the fans deserve their money back, bro. And we deserve our time back. It should be like on SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs was, like, cracking down at the Krusty Krab, and he like reversed the movie back to the screen from the guy. That's how we should be able to do the game. Somebody please clip that and like have the little video. I don't know if people be finding SpongeBob videos at and clipping them, but I would love that. Bro, again this comment. Come on, MIG. Blood of the Panther said, imagine Brunson, RJ, Brown, Cam, and Obi as a 5, Sean, stepping in contemporary times with me. I can't only because they're not trading us Jaylen Brown. But I love Jaylen Brown, but no, it's not happening. I can't do it. Neil said, what's good, Sean? First time, long time. When are the Twitch streams coming back because the Knicks aren't worth watching as currently run constructed? I am back home. I can start twitching again. That is a great point. So the Twitch streams will be back very shortly. Yeah, I just got out of the habit of doing it, but I can definitely come back to that. But what's good, Neil? Jamal said it sucks because we watched Julius play amazing defense for an entire season in 2020. We know he's absolutely capable of it. We know it, bro. We saw it. We know what we saw. Amazing said this team puzzles me at times. They can be locked in at one point, then all of a sudden they're like they can care less. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Neil said you should do a Knicks rebuild on Twitch. Will be a better product. I like that idea. I will do that. I will do that for sure. Amazement said, I never even heard of half of them players on the Thunder except Alexander. That's it. Hey, man, we let a team that was shooting 31% from 3 shoot 60% from 3 today. Keith said, front office has been good with the exception of protecting Tibbs. I agree. Jamal says, surely Evan Fournier is a better defender than Brunson. Yeah, Evan Fournier is not a better defender than you. And that's no slight to you. Keith said, the only thing I can forgive not firing Tibbs is that we were promised Wembanyama, but once we get him, Tibbs got to go. We are not promised Wembanyama. Even at this stage, we cannot possibly be bad enough to be as bad as those other teams are going to be, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I don't want to be bad. But we're not getting Wembanyama. So we need to try to win games. Jamal said, oh, yeah, how do we not play Obi Julius when the opposing team had 0 rim protectors? And they were spacing out and going 5 out. But, hey, Kareem Maloney said, I can't fire Tibbs without removing Randall. Both needs to go. That's you, brother. I need Tibbs fired regardless. Like, I don't care who's on the team. Fire Tibbs. If you want to move Randall after, cool. But fire Tom Thibodeau. Austin Adiger, I'm sorry, Austin. Tibbs needs to go. Fournier running around. Fournier collecting cardio, bro. He's just getting steps. I bet he had on a Fitbit out there. He was just getting steps in, bro. Sean Arrow, my God, spitting mad facts as always, bro. Appreciate you, bro, all the time, every single time. Blooded the Panther said Allen Hahn was meat-eating Tibbs at the start of the season, bro. Not speaking on that. Sorry, can't. Not speaking on what anybody else is saying about him. Kareem said, I don't want Johnny Bryant coaching Randall TBH. It would be nice to just have Obi out there playing 30 minutes under Johnny Bryant, but I'm not going to get into that. Blooded the Panda said, the North remembers. We don't forget. Amazing said, plus, if it was all about energy, then how come the defense was so bad? Isn't defense all about energy and hustle and effort? Honestly, obviously it wasn't there. The hustle, effort, scheme, we didn't have any of it. Amazing said, facts, teams love expiring contracts. He'll be easy to move soon. Very easy, exactly. They love expiring contracts. PJ Robinson said, I strongly dislike how people of this fan base consistently trash RJ. It's like they're preying on his downfall. They take more joy and more satisfaction in his struggles and his success, and I'll never wrap my head around it, bro. But I'm done engaging in conversation about it. I'm not talking to him anymore. Kareem said, Evan Fournier and Kenny Galladay, a masterclass in stealing money. That's hilarious. Austin said, Evan Fournier and Galladay stealing money facts. Tsunami Speaks was good. Cam balled out today. It's a shame we couldn't bring home a win. The defense was basuda. Absolute basuda, bro, for real. MIG said, okay, son. MIG. Christopher Chase said, I feel like RJ has bad games when he's isolated out of the offense and has to sit in the corner. First 5 minutes was watching. Christopher, great comment. I didn't make that comment because if I say it, people complain about it. RJ, for the first 5 minutes of the game, up until the 7-minute mark, it was after the timeout. I remember, because I remember tweeting. It was the 7-minute mark. For the first 5 minutes of the game, RJ was doing a great job on Shea, doing a great job. At that point, he was kind of locking him up. He was doing a great job defensively, and he was not getting any touches on the offensive side of the ball. His first actual touch, was at the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. And that doesn't help a guy get into a rhythm. And he was getting hacked. There's a lot of different factors. But 2 for 9, bad half overall. But yes, I do believe it's unacceptable for a guy, especially after having 30 points on 60% of the field, to come out the next game and go 5 minutes without getting a legitimate touch. Especially while being matched up against one of the best players in the league and doing a good job. But hey, what do I know? I just watched the games. Matt Vasquez said, why do you guys think firing Tibbs will do anything? Not going to fix the talent on here? Matt, I really barely want to address that comment. People have continued to tell themselves that this team doesn't have talent as like a coping mechanism. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not really sure. I guess it's just like this whole, sky's falling. We don't have any talent, blah, blah, blah. This is by far the most talented Knicks team we've had in a long time. Outside of like that 2013 team that was super old, like Jalen Brunson's very talented, Julius Randle talented, RJ talented, Cam Reddish talented, Emmanuel Quigley talented, Obi Toppin extremely talented, Mitchell Robinson talented, Derrick Rose talented, Isaiah Hartenstein talented. That floater, he's a great passer. Like we have plenty of talent, bro. Stop it. The roster just being improperly utilized. But we're not devoid of talent like everybody tries to make it out to be. I don't understand that. Once Evan Fournier stops playing, everybody who plays is talented. I think even Deuce McBride can give us great minutes. I'd rather have 15 minutes of Deuce McBride than I would of Evan Fournier. At least he can get up, pressure the ball, pick up full court. He can give us 0 points. Deuce McBride gave us 0 points last year and was plus 40 in that Detroit game. You got talent, bro. Stop regurgitating what you hear everybody else saying. Air Mamba said, man, I'm getting PTSD. This is exactly how I felt about Steve Clifford on the Magic. LMAO Tom will be gone soon. No way he holds up. Yeah, they're super buddy, bro. I think they're, whatever you're feeling, it's probably the same thing. It's probably a very similar thing. I feel like they talk a lot on the phone about how they coached 10 years ago and how they're going to keep doing it. Keith said, what is keeping Tibbs going to do except for seeing Fournier 20 minutes a game? Grimes had a superb summer league and only got 7 minutes today. Why? Don't know. I'm not sure if it's a health thing with Grimes. I don't know, but there's no reason for Evan Fournier to be playing, Grimes not to be. There's no reason for Evan Fournier to be playing. That sentence can end right there. Eddie Alvarez says, Tibbs runs an 80s offense and a 20-year-old style defense. The league is a 3-point and young man game. He refuses to adjust, bro. Excuse me. Keith said, I would rather lose 50 games this season just to see 30 minutes of Obi a night. Debate all you want about their talent. We ain't gotten a chance to see it extensively. Excellent comment. I don't want to lose 50 games, but I do agree about what you said. Matt Vasquez says, bro, Grimes has been terrible so far. His injury has affected him. He isn't hitting his shots and not playing D. What do you mean by not playing D? I thought Quentin Grimes played pretty good defense today. I watched the game, though. That's why my comments are based on watching the game. So when you say Grimes isn't playing good D, I don't know what your comment's based on. And when a guy's playing for 5-minute spurts per game off of not playing, yeah, sure, he has to adjust. Like, he hasn't shot the ball well. But what, Evan Fournier hasn't shot the ball well, he does nothing else well. So, I don't know. I'm not sure where you're going with it, Matt, but I appreciate you being here. Eddie Alvarez said, Tibbs is stuck in the 80s. He's a dinosaur. That time has passed by. Time to move on. Please, move on. Keith said, and Fournier is hitting shots and playing D. What were you watching? Exactly. Matt Vasquez says, the whole team is a step slow on defense. Fournier shouldn't have been playing either. He's been bad. He's been terrible. But he isn't hurt. He's just bad. Neil said, ignorance is bliss and innocence is just ignorance unless you hating. I paraphrased it. Oh, yeah. I was about to start saying it in the cadence. That's what I was reading. I was like, wait, hold on. MIG, bro. Like, why? Why have you commented this 10 times? Keith said, Grimes with one leg moves better than Fournier. If he's off the injury list, let him play. Fournier played more than RJ today, and for what? Exactly, 100%, bro. I'm right there with you. Eddie said, you notice the Tibbs offense is predicated on one guy doing everything to make the offense go. He had a young D Rose who dragged Tibbs to victory. Then Randall got us nowhere. Now Brunson. This team must prioritize RJ, Obi, Cam, Grimes, and IQ, then the rest of the young crew. And Brunson as well. He needs to be a priority, but yes, exactly. Keith said it's not even about the offense anymore. That's to be expected. More than 10 games in, we still have 2 Knicks not being able to communicate on the switch properly. We have 2 guys running at a shooter, and it creates a 4-on-3. Saw this way too often this year, and it's the same team plus 2 players. Inexcusable. My gripes are not with the offense. We're scoring. We're scoring a lot of points. We are terrible defensively. The problem's always been Tibbs and Randall. I see you, Eddie. I get it. Cred also said, Trey Randall fired Tibbs. Randall is a good player, but he stunts growth of everyone else. You're not wrong. Keith said Tibbs could walk away freely if it was Fournier locking him up. That's hilarious. Jack Monster said, how can Barrett be consistent if the offense is not run through him like OKC does with Shea? Yeah, and I don't want to compare RJ to Shea. Shea has gone to another. He's taking this game to another level. I think he's a year ahead of RJ. Like, he's taking this game to another level. Like, 31 points, 54% from the field, 100%. Like, that's wonderful. But yeah, like, it's just people don't use any nuance when they talk about it. Like, as soon as he's having a bad period or even a good one, which is worse, he's frozen out. He's even frozen out when he's playing well. Christopher Chase said he was frozen out in the beginning of the game and then forced up shots to get involved and was hacked on those shots. Metro said Fournier playing for 2 quarters is 2 quarters too many. I agree wholeheartedly. Hey, we almost at the bottom of the comments. Neil said 48 of y'all and only 25 likes. 20 plus of y'all are slacking. Don't be a dinosaur like Tibbs and hit the like button. Salute, Neil. Appreciate you. Exactly. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell a friend, all that good stuff. Keith said, imagine giving up open threes to a team with no low post presence and still having the audacity to not play Obi. Yo. Exactly. Mellow Fellow said RJ is Harrison Barnes man, he mid. Mellow Fellow, I'm not answering you. Jamal said, damn, shout out to you, Sean. It's been almost an hour and a half. That's real, bro. Shout out to y'all. Y'all rocked this entire time. Salute. Don Rex said Leon got to go too. I'm not there yet, but like I said, the longer that he allows Tibbs to be the coach, the more complicit he becomes. So make that call, Leon. Time's ticking. Blooded Dependent said people who want this coach are delusional. Absolutely delusional. I don't even think anyone's left who wants this coach. Akiva said, great show today, bro. Appreciate you, bro. You guys make it a great show. Thank you so much. That opening rant I did was only 20 minutes. The last hour was on y'all. Keith said, this team is good as a 12-13 team. Sure, we don't have Melo, but this team is at least 12 deep. Yeah, like Melo is the separation for that team. But this team has a lot of depth, man. This team is really good. This team has talent. I don't know what anybody's talking about when they say we don't have talent. We have a lot of talent on this team. It just needs to be properly used and properly enabled. But yeah, man, hey, love you guys. This is one of the longest shows we've ever done. This was a horrible game, but it had to be dead. It had to be said. Fire Tibbs today. Had a great time with y'all. Love y'all. Got out that rant. Thank you for letting me rant. Thank you for letting me vent. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for contributing to the conversation. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for, engaging with us on behalf of myself and TKW. We really appreciate you guys, and I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, man. Hopefully we got something better to talk about. Hopefully we can do an emergency stream when Tibbs gets fired, and we got to go live and talk about it. But until next time, man.